All right. Today I have a very interesting story to tell you. I had put a deposit down on the new 2025 Honda NT1100, but I backed out of the deal. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I backed out of the sale. So, this is a hot ticket item. This first time this bike has been released in USA. Everyone is dying to get one. I got caught up in the hype and I put a $1,000 deposit 2 weeks ago. And today I went to the dealership to go pick up the bike. Now, after purchasing more than 50 plus bikes in my career, in my lifetime, it's not a career, it's a lifetime, I have learned and realized that one of the biggest mistakes you can make is not doing a test ride on the bike. So it's very difficult to do it in USA, particularly with Japanese manufacturers. In USA, unlike Europe, they do not let you test ride the motorcycles before the purchase. Now, if you were purchasing a Ducati or a KTM or a Triumph in USA, they have typically the dealers have dealer demos, so you could test ride those. But if you're getting a Japanese bike, good luck. It's very, very difficult to get a test ride. So anyway, I get to the dealership, I put a leg over the bike. The bike does look quite nice in person, nice and big, and the blue color is quite attractive. And I think it looks good in person. However, I took the bike out for a spin. I had asked for the test ride. I negotiated. So then immediately upon getting on the ride, it was a very short ride, maybe less than 2 miles. They don't let you ride these Japanese bikes long. So immediately I did not like the bike. I don't like the DCT. I thought the DCT on the motorcycle was absolutely terrible because it's just a really funky, different feeling. And when you're trying to turn into the corners, it's really low, high, low revs. It doesn't rev high. There's no engine braking. It's just free. It free rolls into the corners and into the turns. I didn't like that at all. And also, when you're trying to get to the stop sign, there's no engine braking at all. So I didn't like that feel of it. There's no control. You can't use the engine to control the bike at all. And I didn't like that feeling. And I felt like the ergonomics were terrible riding it. When you're sitting still, it feels great. But the ergonomics riding, I thought the handlebars were too narrow. And my multi-strata handlebars are really nice and wide. You got good control of the bike. But these handlebars, they feel wide, but they're very narrow. They felt narrow, and I didn't like that. And also, I felt the bike was very top-heavy. It was top-heavy, just like my FJ1300 and the Concourse. I've owned the FJ1300 for many years, and I don't like the top-heaviness of these bikes. They are just so cramped and so not comfortable to move around, and I just don't like that feeling. I like the way my multi-strata feels. It's nice and wide, it's lightweight, and it's more controllable. So I didn't like the top heaviness of it. I didn't like the handlebar positions. Because you're leaning forward to it and they're too narrow, and the DCT did not feel good at all. And also didn't like the way the engine sounds. I mean, at lower revs it sounds fine. I like the way it sounds, but when you get it up cranking 60 miles and above, it just does not sound smooth and invigorating. It's kind of boring ride. Feels like really mutant down and boring compared to my multi-strata, where when you rip the Desmo engine, you can really feel and hear the noise and the vibrations and the way the feeling of at all revs and at all speeds, and it really makes a nice sound at all revolutions. But with the NT1100 at higher speeds, it was boring and just didn't. And it reminded me of why I like riding the multi-strata more than my FJR 1300 and the Concourse. So I didn't like those part of it. Those aspects of it. The seat was also very. I didn't feel the seat was comfortable at all. I found it very uncomfortable. So overall, I didn't like the way the motorcycle rode. And then when I got back to the dealership, I told the dealer that I didn't like it. and I didn't like the way the DCT felt. I was being very honest with the rep, and then they tried to scam me. I put $1,000 deposit down. Then they didn't want. They said, the scam they tried to use. They wanted to. They said, we'll give you the $1,000, but we have to deduct $300 as a deposit. And I said, no, I'm not accepting that. Then they try to scam me again. They try to elevate and make it like a big deal with the finance manager, the general manager, trying to wear me down. But I knew they were playing a games, and they thought I'd bulge. They tried to negotiate me like the FBI, but I told them, nope, this is totally unacceptable. I want my money back. That was never part of the deal. I put a 1,000 fully refundable deposit down, and I'm entitled to it back because I don't like the bike. I don't like the way the DCT feels. So they gave it back. Eventually, they gave it back to me. So I got my money back, and the way I would only buy this bike if it was available in the manual version, and I would also try to negotiate and get it discounted because right now they're selling like hotcakes. Everyone wants one. This is first time in America, but they'll stock up, and then they'll. I would rather wait and negotiate a deal long term in the future. But I would only buy this bike in manual version with a quick shifter, not the DCT. I think the DCT is way too boring and just does not feel. It feels like riding a scooter. Why, if I wanted to ride a scooter, I'd buy a scooter. I wouldn't. Why get a motorcycle and turn it into a scooter, this DCT? So anyway, that's my opinion on it. I don't think it's a bike that I would enjoy long term, and I'm happy with my multi-strada. I'm gonna keep it, and I would ask Honda to bring the manual version here, make the handlebars wider, make them higher, and also make the seat more comfortable, and then you would have a better product to sell here in the USA. So that's my opinion on the bike. This is the reason why I backed out of purchasing this bike. I think I made the right decision. And if you want to really buy it, go ahead and buy it. But I'm just communicating how I felt and my perspective on the bike. And everyone's can do whatever they want to do, but I'm just communicating why I don't think this is a bike for me. Cheers.